out there, so we could call the police here. We're filming for our safety and yours.
Alright, hold on. Let me get her. Here comes our organization.
No, bye. No, bye.
What?
Are you his father?
Yeah, what can I do for you?
So, he has been having sexually explicit conversations with a child. And we're with an organization who goes after online predators. We're coming for our safety and yours.
Okay.
Okay, we can call the police here if you'd like us to do that, because we need to have a conversation with him.
I need to see some kind of credentials.
I don't
Of
have
who
to
you
show
are.
you that. We can call the police
Okay.
here, and then they can go ahead and show you whatever they need to show you. But I can show you the text messages if you'd like.
That's fine.
So this is him, correct? This is your son?
Go ahead.
Okay. So as you can see, hey, how's your day been? It's good. How are you? It's your day. That's good. 25, pretty good. Thanks. Don't be mad. I'm about to be 15 in a few months, but I'm mature. Okay, that's cool. And there's a lot more, but where's your son at? Okay, thank you.
And I want to see more text messages because I have a problem here. I have no idea who you are.
Okay,
Okay.
your son's inside.
You're
but
not-
at the moment. You're harboring a predator, so we could get the police to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, if you'd like, I'm gonna go inside.
To know that it's
Story, but it's not. There's help that we can found him. We have. This isn't. You know.
How did you get this information?
What information?
These text messages and stuff.
So, as I said, we're organization. All everything that he says.
Can you
Those are
tell
the
me what he
harmful-
says?
The harmful information. Like I said, I don't feel comfortable sitting here telling you all this, so you can go back and relay the information to him. And
You even told me the thing's been blocked. The person has been blocked.
today,
Okay.
and this has been going on for 3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
your private property.
Okay. So,
Okay,
if
so
we
you're
can call
on
the we
private.
can call the police.
Let's get to the conference. But
Jacob.
You got a film going? Your
Yes.
private property.
Okay, so
Okay,
if
so
we
you're
could call
on
the we
private.
could call the police if
For
you'd
what?
like that. So
For
we're
what?
a
That's
mediation group here
disgusting.
to what's disgusting? That we're here to talk to you about why you've been talking to a 14-year-old.
I have not been talking to no 14-year-old. Yeah, I knew that it was a fake account. I placated it. That's disgusting. I would never do anything with a
It's
child.
fake account. Okay. And so did you
I've
message
seen
him
videos
first,
about
or-
your organization.
Oh, great. So you know
So
what to do.
I know what you do, and I placated it. I'm not going to meet up with a 14-year-old kid. That's absolutely disgusting.
Okay, so
The
who messaged you
conversation
first? Who messaged
initiated
you
on
first?
Grindr.
you look disgusting, and the excuse of "oh, I placated it" is not going to fly, Bubba.
Okay.
And that account, I believe, messaged me first and was like, "Hey, let's talk on Instagram."
Doesn't matter.
I'm not going to meet up with
It
them.
doesn't matter if they message you first. Once they go to that point of, hey, however they say it, and say, I'm so and so age, and leave it at that, or say, is that cool, or whatever, or you lead it up with, oh yeah, that's cool, I'm into that, or whatever type of crap that these fucking weirdos say. Well, then guess what? You have just actively demonstrated and announced that you have no regard for the laws of consent and the laws regarding minors when it comes to that stuff. And you have announced to the victim, potential victim, in these cases, there's a decoy, thank God, but they've announced to them, and they would announce directly to the regular, if it was a regular little person, innocent, that, oh, whatever too. And so once they do that, the crime, once they do that and they start actively engaging in the grooming process, or straight up just try to get it to meeting up, once that is initiated in the slightest talked about, the crime's occurred. Then solidifying it, because they can go after them if they get cold feet, and which it does happen a lot of the times. They won't show up. They'll think it's a setup. They'll get spooked out. They might case the area and end up seeing a vehicle that part of, like, back on To Catch the Predator, sometimes the production team were noticed by certain residents and residents alerted. Now, I don't think they did it to, let them people get away, but the word got out and that fucked up the operation. So when it comes to these cases, at least it's controlled in a way. But it's just as almost, I mean, it's crazy because there's been court cases where judges have almost agreed with the opposing counsel because there wasn't an actual real victim. And some of them did agree inside because there wasn't a real victim. They actually ended up lowering conditions or punishment, and I think that's not good at all. Because if anything, if that happens in a case where somebody gets caught doing this, that telegraphs to them, well, yeah, I got in trouble, but I didn't get fully punished, so because I didn't go all the way, it's just something. I don't agree with that. And this guy's lying through his teeth. The smartest thing he could have done was said, well, do what you want to do, but, unless you're the police or, and I'm being detained, I'm free to go. The usual stuff like you would do if you ran into an actual police officer or whatever. They're not police officers. They're acting like private investigators. Depending on the state, they do or don't have to have a license in a way. They're not even technically acting as a PI, although they sort of are. They're acting as a organization, freelance, that has people that, reaches out to accounts and stuff and poses as basically kids doing things they shouldn't. Because that's not the problem. Although that's not a great thing, and parents need to monitor and do stuff like that to protect their kids and keep that stuff from happening if at all possible, yes. But if it happens, is it the kid's fault? No. The adult on the other end of that conversation that don't block it and report it instead of continuing to talk, they've actively then crossed the line.
14-year-old.
So he
That's
did not
disgusting.
message. He did not message you first. So if you'd like to pull that out and prove that,
I don't have it.
Oh, this?
it is.
We can step in the road. Y'all
So
don't
you
wanna talk?
post
That's
this,
what
and
we
I
can do. We
sue
can call
you
the police
for.
here. We're
Call the
mediation
police.
room.
Do it. I'll call the police right now, bitch.
Hey, enough. We're not playing this.
No, they want to trespass and film us.
Oh, are we trespassing? We can leave. Would you like us to leave, sir?
I want to know stop.
Because is this your house?
They're a group of Batmen. They're amateur.
Or is this your house?
Bullshit. They don't do. They're not even legally.
25-year-old living with your.
Yeah, you'd be surprised to know that under the law, there's a thing called citizen's arrest. If a citizen, just almost like a police officer, thinks that they're witnessing, have witnessed, or are about to witness and know about a crime about to happen, they can tackle you, take you down. In some places, depending on the law, whatever, they could call the police and citizen detain you, whatever. Yeah, they can, dude. Like this guy thinks he knows. Oh, they're just from Batman. They're not actual law enforcement. They never said they were law enforcement.
But bottom line is,
They said
This is
they
your house.
would call them and could call them several times if you didn't want to cooperate, is what they said.
Correct.
what's the
Because if you would like me to leave, we will leave. But
What-
you don't own this house.
And also, whenever this guy tries to bring up or get them in any type of legal trouble, she is fantastic with, do you want us to leave? And you know what they'd do? They'd step right off to the property line, stay right there and keep filming. And, then they could do that, and call the police then. So this person, and they're smart for wearing a face covering and everything, because this is dangerous work. I mean, there's some people out there, probably not this guy, but there's people out there that don't like people to do this stuff because they're fucking sick. Probably not a big group or anything of them, but it still is. And, it just better off for her to do that. But she is handling this perfectly because She's not being aggressive. She's not coming off. He's doing all that. And that's fine because all that is doing is making him look more and more suspicious and guilty.
Steve. Oh, okay.
Stop. Oh, stop. Stop.
What?
If you were a dude, I'd
Stop.
knock you the fuck
Stop.
out, you stupid cunt.
Oh,
Stop.
That's cute.
Stop. What's the
Because if you
result?
would like me to leave, we will leave. But
What?
you don't own this house, do you? Oh, okay.
Stop.
Oh,
Stop. Stop.
What?
if you were a dude, I'd
Stop.
knock you the fuck
Stop.
out, you stupid cunt.
Oh.
Stop.
Damn. Threatening a woman.
That's cute.
Stop. This is what happens
Actually, I
when you mess with
can't
some of the
stand your
mental health.
ground. I feel threatened.
No.
Get the
Stop.
fuck off the
Stop.
property right now.
Stop.
I feel threatened. Let me lunge at my threat. Stand your ground means stand where you are if a threat's coming and defend. It don't mean, oh, go after this.
Stop.
And not only that, the homeowner is sitting there trying to corral you back like a wild beast. So you just, man, this dude is just, please tell me that there's an arrest at this video.
How? They're filming.
Would you
me
like
coming
us to
up with
leave, sir?
masks and shit?
Would you like us to
Stop.
I
leave,
feel
sir?
threatened.
Okay.
Go
just a
shoot him.
minute.
Shoot
Just
him.
Stop.
You have
Wow. I feel threatened. Shoot them. The only thing you feel threatened by is your actions that you engaged in this conversation with, that they have evidence of, and you're scared of the repercussions of it. Because this type of shit vastly alters lives, and for good reason, because people like you need to be fucking monitored, counseled, evaluated, etc.
Okay.
rightfully law.
Please
shoot
stop.
them
I've
right
asked you
now.
to stop recording.
Like self-defense at this point.
Yeah, he hasn't asked us to leave. He
No,
hasn't asked us to leave
Definitely
once.
don't stop recording. Not after he just tried that bullshit.
Fucking
Stop.
pussies.
I will
Stop.
obviously don't do it anyways under any circumstances, but definitely not.
You want to have sex with
Stop.
Global?
No, I do not. That's
Oh.
disgusting.
Stop.
We can cause a scene here
Stop.
too.
What
Call
now?
the fucking scene, cunt.
Stop. Stop. Okay, he's here. You said you'll show me the rest of the text amount.
Yep. Okay.
Will you step
So
up
we're
here?
we're gonna go down here. We're gonna call the cops because at this point he wants to try to get in our face. Okay, we'll call the cops. But this isn't your property. This isn't your house.
It's not your property.
25-year-old little bitch living with your parents. Nasty ass. No, we're gonna go ahead and call the police. Oh, look at you. You're disgusting. You're disgusting. You tried to meet him here? How do you think we got here? You nasty predator. That's what you are, and that's why you're getting so upset.
And ask you to stop recording.
Would you like us to leave?
Now, would you step?
You can't. This guy's missing the boat. You can't ask him to stop recording, dude.
Call him.
You have no expectation of privacy outside your home. Like, I mean, I get. I don't get it because your son's a fucking piece of shit. Now, if they were coming there and he hadn't been involved in this and they were just starting shit, yeah, I could get the frustration. But no,
Bottom line, okay?
this guy, I mean, I only have a sympathy for it. I mean, I just understand what he's doing from a basic instinct. He's trying to protect his offspring, but his offspring is fucking abhorrent.
I think I'd cooperate with you. I'm asking your cooperation. You said with him out here. 2, I don't want to burn my feet. 3, I'm not going out on the street.
That's up to you. It looks like he's calling the police, so maybe they could get it resolved. Able to be on Grindr.
He's actually,
Who are you?
he's so, I mean, there is no saving him, but he's so dumb because everything he tries to do is actively going in against what his father is trying to do, which his father's trying to do is not noble or anything. His father is trying to placate them. That's a word he used earlier. He's trying to placate them and try to dial this down so his son don't end up going to jail. But I think that train left the station when the moment he and matter of fact, according to the law, that is when the train left the station.
The rest of these texts.
14-year-old on Instagram, actually on Grindr, which is illegal to begin with because you got to be 18.
It's illegal to be on Grinder.
It's illegal.
Who are you?
Stop!
You think that's legal? You think that's legal?
You broke the law.
So kids being on Grinder is the problem, and not your 25-year-old nasty ass.
Exactly. I just covered that earlier. Like, regardless if it's against the terms of service, there's not a law that says, oh, you know, when these kids do this shit, we're still gonna take down the adult, but we're gonna get that kid too, because it's illegal. And if you people out here trying to expose these people, pretend to do it on there, well, you've broken the law in a way, even though you're over 18 technically, but you lied about it and you entrap. You know, that's one of the issues that comes with these cases, is because, especially if these guys, especially if these fucking cockroaches get a lawyer, they're gonna try and go on the entrapment thing, and that's why, like, I get the want to belittle him and stuff like she has, because he did threaten her and stuff. However, stuff like that is it's stuff that you don't want to have seen there. You just want to lay out the facts and everything else, because ultimately, if it does go to a DA and he pleads not guilty and somehow goes to trial, an attorney is going to try to show every which way in front of this jury that this was entrapped, set up, and no less by civilians too. And God forbid they're successful. I don't know of many that are. You know, most of these cases end up the person that has to take plea, because if they don't take a plea deal and agree to be registered on it and admit, then it's just going to go against them, and they're going to get longer time. And I don't even think they'll get parole unless they actually admit. You know, don't hold me to that. I'm not exactly a lawyer. This is not legal advice.
Jacob entrap. We're not law enforcement. Try again.
Okay, well, see, yeah, all right. I was wrong there. See, so since they're not a lawyer might be able to try to argue that whether or not it'll be allowed in. Probably not, because of the point that she just made, that they aren't law enforcement.
For defamation of character.
All right. So
You're gonna bow down to
No,
this
I'm not
fucking
bowing down, but I want to
bullshit?
see these texts that we're talking
was he gonna
about.
bow down to you? You're a predator. He wants to figure out what's going on. Yeah, I'm a cunt.
Stop.
I'd rather be a cunt than a predator, nasty ass chomo.
Oh yeah.
You're
that's what I
disgusting.
do, yeah. Let me tell
Okay,
you
are
about
you
it.
gonna? They're on the table, by my chair. Hang on a minute.
So
Okay, but
as you can see, he messaged him first. He already admitted to y'all up in their house.
Absolutely. Like they're gonna like.
He's like going inside.
If he wants to fool us, I can just pop him now.
Nah, but if he wants to hold a gun or something. All right. So has he called the police or not? Because yeah, absolutely, we can call the police here.
This is for safety.
We're at that end.
Your son's belligerent. Like I said, thank you. Thank you. Father presumably in the backyard. If the father presumably here, Jay.
I will try everything I can to be nice.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. At this point, we call the cops and we're waiting for them to get there. And we hear Jacob yelling at the top of his lungs, no, screaming at his father, presumably in the backyard. If the father is watching this video, for God's sake, please kick this pathetic man-child out of your house. This is disgusting. He's sitting here conversating with little boys in your home and trying to meet up with them to kiss and touch them. It's disgusting. And I'm sorry that, you know, you had to find out this way, but my God, you should not have to be dealing with this from your 25-year-old son living in your house. It's disgusting. And before I get any comments from people who might be offended by the 25-year-old living with their parents comment, I have nothing wrong or anything against people who are living with their parents at 25. It's living with your parents at 25 and then having sexual conversations with children in their
Exactly.
house
Exactly.
and being a predator. That's what I have a problem with.
Well said.
Basically, we're an organization officer, us or not, but
I'm
basically,
sorry.
yeah, no, protect the innocent. So basically, we have decoy profiles that we set up and posing as like 12 to 15 years old. We just came here to mediate, usually like in situation to figure out what exactly is going on. We said multiple times to the homeowner.
Backpack, I got like a charger in
Oh,
it.
you don't have a backpack, do you?
No,
You guys have a baseball bat or anything?
no.
And someone says someone has a baseball bat. How did you end up talking? So
He
she
reached out
posed as a 15-year-old boy,
14.
14-year-old boy, and so that's all I got so far. How did you actually meet up with him? Find out about this guy.
So basically, we
Was
set
it-
up the profiles. They always reach out first.
on,
We
on
never.
what page?
So this was Grindr.
Grindr.
They're supposed to meet up. Put everything on a Google Drive and then just like send it to you first.
But just confirm, no nude photographs.
No, so the main thing was, like I said, usually if there's no like explicit sexual, we just come here, we meet, this is wait to sit, I'm excited to kiss you, things like that. So I mean, that is sexual, exactly what you guys do.
So we'll talk to him.
Before, detectives came out and they like talked to him.
Well,
and they
yeah,
covered-
so that's why I'm gonna document it regardless, because obviously if it's legitimate, it's good to keep an eye out. But my report will be taken and then reviewed.
Yeah, and if you have a card, I can send everything over to your email, Google Drive, like with.
Let's see. No hard copy.
So spoke to him, give me a side story. It's gonna be documented. I'll give you my card with the report number and my email, which is obviously frustrating. And we don't want anything to escalate it. For someone to get hurt.
Yeah, no, they like did the whole thing there, but either way, when they go through with this, and
So
if they do think that there can be something, would they like have a detective come out?
So
Here,
if
come
they-
to the station,
If
or
they
how
feel
that-
like it's insufficient, then directly yes.
he would come to the
If
station,
they
or-
feel like there isn't, I doubt there'll be any other follow up. It'll just be documentation in case something else comes from this. All right. Appreciate you guys. You
Yep.
guys have any other questions?
No, that's it. We needed to do,
Okay.
and the exposure is the main thing. So it's yeah.
Yeah, just stay away from this property.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you,
Have a good
thank
one.
you.
Thanks.
Oh, we got an arrest here.
If you want to experience protect
Thinks kids can consent. The
Oh,
fuck?
you good? I say good. How about you? I'll be free this week to do stuff, by the way. You were saying you want each, and that's it, I say. You're going to feel that. We're going to show you yourself. And you're going to have to face that. Be friends, too. I say you kiss your friends? Laugh my ass off. You can call me later if you want.
All right, quick little break to introduce our amazing sponsor, Aura. Aura is a leader in cybersecurity and is a one-stop shop to protect you and your family from predators on the internet. There's not only sexual child predators out there, there are predators who want your information, your kids' information, and they will use it to their benefit. You need to protect yourself in this day and age. Aura provides you with identity theft protection, fraud protection, antivirus software, password management, and a VPN. And they have all this in one easy to use app. If you and your family are using the internet, you need to have some kind of protection. There are hackers on the internet every single day whose full-time job is trying to steal your private information and profit off of it, including your children.
So wipe my personal information from several online information you'll receive a 14-day free trial to use all of these amazing tools Aura has to offer to keep you and your family safe. I've been using Aura for months now, and I'm proud to be able to work with them to share such a valuable service with you all. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring our work, and let's get back to it.
First of all, he's 27 years old, okay? The decoy is 14 years old. That's a 13-year age difference. So he's in Temple Terrace, right? And he's coming to Citrus Park to meet her, which is like a 20-minute drive, right? So he's driving 20 minutes to meet this child, okay? And then he's going to take her 20 minutes back to his place. But that's kidnapping. In my book, that's kidnapping. Now, the law may agree, may disagree. I mean, either way, this is illegal. Because let's not forget, he wants to take her to his house and it's open, quote unquote, to sex. He's already confirmed he wants to smoke and drink with her. He's mentioned multiple times that he wants to smoke. And the reality is, you know, a lot of people, I don't say a lot of people, I noticed a few comments. People saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with weed, in the Asheville Predator video. But there's nothing wrong with weed and this, that, and the third. And people think I'm attacking weed. I'm attacking a 27-year-old child predator that wants to take a 13-year-old or that wants to take a 14-year-old girl to his house in Temple Terrace to possibly have sex and to smoke. What is this? Is it weed? Is it spice? Is it laced with fentanyl, crack? We don't fucking know. That's what this is about. And if it's weed, period. 14-year-olds shouldn't be smoking weed. We've seen the studies. We've seen the studies on what that does to the brain of a child. So for a 27-year-old man to be on the third, and they're more worried about commenting about the fact that I'm talking about the negative effects of weed and how weed isn't wrong and how I've been smoking weed since I was, what is your point?
They don't have any.
You're gonna know about oral sex. You're gonna know what it's like because I told them that, oh, all my friends have done it. I haven't.
Hey. I was saying I want to meet you in here because I met you.
Go ahead and get your smoothie. I'm right out here, though.
Or anything. Like, it's just like.
Hi.
Okay, what are you. What?
Yeah, I got you. I'm wearing a suit. I'm wearing.
Okay. Oh. Yeah.
Here's suit. Dressed up. So do we.
Dark chocolate and frappuccino. Or we can do something more like sunrise sunsets, like those.
Right here. Hey, this is the.
We can do something more like sunrise sunsets, like those. Give me a second.
Hey, Jesus.
Hey, how's it
Oh,
going?
it's you, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
We can talk right here. Hey, the police are on their way, so I'm just letting you know that. Oh, you wanna leave? You wanna play the scene?
No,
That's
we
gonna
can't.
be much worse for you, Jesus. We can
Listen.
talk about this. We're a mediation group.
All right, can you please not record me on this?
That's what we want to see.
You guys need to hang up here. I'll go back to there. You guys need to hang up here. I'll go back to there.
Oh,
Admitted everything to the police. So from the looks of it, he seems to have admitted everything to the police. And he's going off to jail tonight. So this was a success.
That's a slam dunk case then if he's admitted everything. Yep.
So Odin on drop-off day was out of control and dragging anyone holding a leash. How do you get a dog so out of tune from that point to this point?
Well, we use the e-collar to train up every dog here. It's a beautiful tool that allows us to communicate with the dog, give them information, and later on in the training, hold them accountable with corrections. So the first thing we concern ourselves with is not getting a beautiful heel, okay? I know he's pulling, I know he's doing all these silly things, but I need to have him understand the tool that I'm using. First thing we do is we teach him about stimulation on the e-collar. How we do this is through what we call pressure and release, which pretty much essentially means when I turn stimulation on here, which is the pressure, he needs to learn how to release it, right? And the idea is that he releases this pressure when he yields to the guidance I give him on the leash, okay? So this doesn't seem like much, but it is very much the foundation to everything we do in this program. Once we teach a dog to turn this pressure off on the e-collar to yield to the direction we're giving them on the leash, we can start shaping anything we want. We can start shaping a recall, we can start shaping a heel, we can start shaping a down, a sit, place, all using our leash as direction and our e-collar as the motivation to turn off the pressure, okay? So, how we start with every dog generally is with letting the dog go out in front of us, which is really no problem because they're pulling anyway, turning e-collar pressure on to a level that they care about turning off but isn't freaking them out, and then guiding them towards us with the leash. And as soon as they turn and commit to come towards us, e-collar pressure turns off. I start praising them. They come to me, they realize that coming to me turned off the sensation. Step one, I do that over and over and over again to the point where literally just turning this on for a millisecond, almost like a tap, they turn right around and come to me. So now they understand it's me communicating with them, and there's a way to turn it off, and they're in control of that, okay? So it looks like this. Break. We let him, he might not actually go out in front now, but we would let him go out in front of us, and he's not going to. So that's how well this works. And if he did, I would turn on the pressure, and then I would guide him with the leash back to me, and as soon as he started coming back to me, I turn it off. Okay, we got that. And what you end up getting within a few minutes is you get a dog who's hanging around who's hanging around about a foot from you, somewhere around the heel position, because they know if they go out too far at the end of the leash, you're going to turn on the sensation and guide them back. Okay? So then you get a dog who's hanging out here in this area. Not a perfect heel, but following you. When you turn, they're following you, right? So now to get the heel, you're using the same principle, pressure and release. I need to show him that being right here is where I want him to be. So logically, that tells me that if he's out of position, if I turn this pressure on, guide him to this spot, and then release the pressure, it's very clear to him, this is where I want him to be. Or rather, this is where the pressure turns off. That's the beginning stages, okay? So a dog who doesn't know heel, I would create space if they weren't already creating space themselves, turn the e-collar pressure on, and guide them to my leg and turn it off. See, he knows, and that's a level 4, which is really low. He knows that when he feels that, to come here because I've guided him multiple times.
Oh, I can't wait to work with that. All right, I'm ending this. Make sure to check out Protect the Innocent. Like and subscribe to him.